In this video, we're going to create the broadcast append later to method because sometimes for performance reasons, when we have a complex template to render, it's easier to render it asynchronously. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to add the broadcast append later to method. And as with all the other broadcast methods, it will live in our broadcastable concern. So if we have a look at the broadcast append to method, we can see that what it mainly does is provide sensible defaults for the target and for the rendering here, but after that it delegates to the turbo clone streams channel. So what we're going to do here is we're going to keep the exact same architecture or the exact same logic, and we're going to create a broadcast append later to method that will provide us with the same sensible defaults and delegate to the turbo streams channel as well. So here we go. And once we are in our broadcasts concern that is extended in the turbo streams channel, let's have a look at the broadcast append to method. So what it does is basically take the arguments it was given and add the action of append. And then use the broadcast action to actually render the template and broadcast the HTML. So we're going to keep the same logic here. So broadcast append later to is going to add the action of append and broadcast action later to here. So if we have a look at the broadcast action to, this was the synchronous method. So in the broadcast action later to, what we're going to do is keep this signature here, broadcast action later to, but instead of rendering the HTML here and broadcasting it directly, what we're going to do is that we're going to enqueue a job, and the responsibility of the job will be to call the broadcast action to, but a bit later. So let's do this. We are going to call a job that we didn't create yet, but we are going to create it right after. So it will be named action broadcast job, and we will perform it later with the arguments being the name of the stream that we build from the streamables, the action, the target, and the rendering. So let's now create our job. Within the app jobs turbo clone, we're going to create a new streams folder and a new action broadcast job file. Let's create the class turbo clone streams action broadcast job that inherits from active job base. And what we're going to say is that we want to discard this job if there is an active job deserialization error, and we are going to create the perform method for our job. So this method will take the stream name, the action, the target, and the rendering options here, and it will call the turbo clone streams channel broadcast action to method with the correct arguments. So the stream name, the action, the target, and the rendering options. So if we have a look at the full story here, what we are going to do is that when a new article is created, we're going to call this broadcast append later to method. It is available to every active record model because the broadcastable concern is included in active record base in the engine. So the broadcast append later to method is going to set sensible defaults for the target and the rendering options, and then delegate to the turbo clone streams channel broadcast append later to method. And what this method is going to do, it's going to say that we are going to broadcast action later, and in our case, as it is broadcast append later to, the action will be append. And when we broadcast an action later, what we're going to do is that we're going to enqueue a job, and this job will call the broadcast action to. So this should actually work, and we are going to test it. So let's restart our Rails server and open a console. If we have a look at our articles, for now I only have one article, and I'm going to create one with the content of something here. And when I save the article, we can see that the article was successfully appended to the list. And if we have a look at what happens, we can see that when the insert into transaction is committed, we enqueued a TurboClone Streams action broadcast job with the arguments articles being the stream name, the action is append, the target is articles. And for the locals, we have the article key with the article number 23 that was just created. It is converted to a global ID by active job in order to be able to serialize it and deserialize it when the job needs to use it. And then the partial is articles article. So when the job is actually performed, the articles article partial is going to be rendered with the locals, and then we can see that action cable is actually broadcasting to the articles stream, and the HTML that is generated is the HTML from the articles article partial. And if we have a closer look at it, we can see that it's a TurboStream HTML element that has the target of articles and the action of append. And within the template, we can find the HTML that is here for one specific article. So that's it for this video, and in the next one we will create some more broadcast later methods.